So we've had a great NFL season so far, but it's been a lot of controversial calls and no calls in these games, crucial times. So do you think that the NFL might be rigged, or should they do something about the instant replay? Because in the NBA, they can instant replay fouls, out of bounds calls, they can pretty much anything or whatever in the NBA. Do you think that the NFL should switch it up, or do you just think that they have this stuff or whatever just in play for the bettors?
I think that something has to be done because I think all of sports, to an extent, is tampered with. It's always impacted by the money, if I can just shorten it up like that. For example, there's been the NBA referee betting scandal, dude who was into it with the mob. What was his name? Tim Donahue or whatever the hell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you think he's the only one in some situations like that who's ever been, owed some money to the wrong people or whatever the case may be? I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy theory that everything's rigged, but here's all I'm saying. For example, okay, so if you have in the NFL and you have a team like the Kansas City Chiefs and they're facing the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? And say the Jaguars was a wild card team, barely got in, and a play comes down, to the last play of the game, and whatever the call is on a review is going to have a direct impact on the game at hand to send the team to the bigger stage of them all. What team is more likely to get that call, bro? The top team or the wild card?
Team.
Exactly. It's going to be the top team that everybody wants to see because it sells more. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's so. Point being is if you're refereeing that game, I'm not saying like they got a direct line to Vegas and the area. Yo, do you want me to call this or not? I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is there's a way, and you already know how the referees want to maintain their job and their image. They want to keep all these, big dogs and the money. They want to keep the money keepers happy. They want to keep them happy. So you're going to have to call according to what is going to be best for their basis. Does that make sense? I think that just has an impact on sports in general. I don't necessarily think if it's just NFL, it's NBA, it's hockey, it's baseball, it's everything, man. Soccer, one of the biggest referee scandals of all time, I think, was in 2002 at the World Cup. So I mean, it's just so many things, but I think this definitely has an effect on the game being played.
Do you think that it's the NFL itself, or do you think that it's outside interference with the referees? Because with the replay, man, you got so many camera angles, man. You got the referee cam, you got the sky cam, man. You got the freaking the pylon cam, bro. And it'd be so many missed calls because you have all these angles. I believe like somebody upstairs or whatever should make the final calls. You feel me? So it wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, like something that just freaking throws everything off or whatever, because you're not seeing it, because everything's so fast. So I'm gonna start there. Everything is so fast. It's so many people. That's why you have so many referees, and that's why you have so many cameras. So everything's not going to be called perfect. But I feel like some of these calls, like the one interception for Trevor Lawrence or whatever, when they played the Chargers, when Asante Samuel Jr. whatever grabbed the guy, then caught the interception, whatever. I felt like that it was a blatant freaking call. You feel me?
Right.
Blatant. I'm talking about grabbed this man by his waist or whatever, turned him around, and he caught the interception. But they didn't call anything, didn't review it, can't review it. So it's a lot of stuff or whatever that gets passed, and it's a lot of calls and it's a lot of non-calls. So, like I say, I just feel like that it needs something that we can just go to or whatever for a final decision, not just putting it on the referees, but like I say, just the camera angles and stuff like that or whatever that we can just go to and just get the final answer. That's it. I don't know if it's rigged or not, but I feel like part of it is.
It definitely is. I think to answer your question though, the outside does have an impact on it. It's the outside mugs with the money. It's them motherfuckers with the money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Mafia.
that always got some. Yeah, whether it's mafia or like the mafia can be stockbroking gangsters. You know, like stockbrokers who are million. You know, like it could be anybody, bro. Like for real, people who are involved with other people that do different stuff and make millions of dollars doing it, and then you know you get into bed with a partnership like the NFL or this, because the NFL owners and them, the NFL is a whole different separate gangsters themselves. My problem is like how everything like has an impact on the game. Like when they like you said, when you review the game, how do they not see that, you know, like making the right call? Somebody upstairs needs to make it, bro. Even when they watch the stuff and they see it, they still make the wrong call. It's like that just happens to the Bengals. And what Jamar Chase, was it Jamar Chase that caught it, where they called the touchdown back because when he caught it, he ended up catching the ball, but the ball moved a little bit too much.
Right?
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? He caught the ball. You caught the ball. You catch it or you don't. You don't have to catch it so great where it's undeniable. That's stupid. That's so stupid.
You got control of the ball all the way down or whatever. It doesn't touch anything else. It doesn't matter.
And that all started with Calvin Johnson and the Lions. That's the Calvin Johnson rule. That's bullshit. That cost us a game. You know what I'm saying? That we were the first one. Then it happened to Des Bryant. Then it happened to this person. Then it happened to that person. But Calvin Johnson was the one that started it all. It's like, what do you mean complete the process? I caught the ball, dude. 2 feet are down. I'm down. That's it. Like when you still get shit wrong like that, you really got to wonder, like, okay, who's got money on this shit? Like, where's the money? So going back to whether it being rigged, like that could count towards, that could definitely be a prime example right there of like something being tampered with. Not necessarily rigged, but tampered with, like gives me the better odds for this to happen or this not to happen, or this team will win. And if this team wins, like it's more ratings, it's more money. Like you don't think that in college football, when they do the 14 playoff, you don't think that the money teams have a lot to do with how they pick teams? It is. It's gonna, the teams that are the draw, if they can get away with, you know, giving it some kind of defense in the schedule and why they was a 2-loss SEC team was picked over an undefeated, you know, ACC team, or just not to that extent, but you know what I'm saying? Like a 1-loss, you know, a 1-loss Pac-10 team, or 1-loss Pac-12 team didn't get in over an SEC team that had 2 losses because it was Bama or something like that. That would happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit happens because it's the money. It's the money, man. And it definitely has an impact on the sports, every single sport we watch, whether we know it or we realize it or not. It definitely has an impact. Thank you for the fan question.